Hello everyone, back to you into today's third video to the ECMWF 42-day forecast for today's video. We're going to go through mean sea level pressure anomalies, 500 millibar height anomalies, temperature and precipitation anomaly charts for the next 6 weeks. It's going to take us into the early part of March. I shall get on with that for you very shortly. Just to say that GWV Friday has been released, of course, actually month ahead look ahead, and a 10 to 14 day update as well of all of regular features. We will be back at 10 o'clock or after 10 o'clock tonight with our Friday night live stream. So giddy gav, she'll see you then. Right, so ECMWF.int for this one, and we're looking at mean sea level pressure anomalies for week 1. First of all, week 1 will take us from the 25th of January to the 1st of February. So remember with this, the deeper the green, the lower the pressure. The brighter the pink, the higher the pressure. So for week 1, we've got low pressure coming in off the Atlantic into Northern Europe. A jet stream coming through something like that. We do still have some northern blocking, but it's receded northward. So this is rather Atlantic driven. And is relatively unstable and probably quite mild as well. This is the week 1 500 millibar height anomaly from the North Pole down. So, of course, we've got the North Pole just there, wide right. So, it's around there. Right, so week 1, 500 millibar height anomaly, bringing low pressure off the Atlantic and extending down into east parts of Europe. High pressure around Spain, and got northern blocking. So, we're Atlantic driven, really, in week 1. Temperature anomalies for week 1 look like this. Generally mild average across the western side of Europe, but Scandinavia is cold average of very mild in the far northeast of Europe. For the UK and for Ireland, UK and Ireland, we can see that, northern parts of Britain actually cold, so Scotland is cold, but for England, Wales, Northern Ireland and the Republic, it is generally rather milder than average week. And the precipitation anomaly looks wetter than average for Ireland and the UK as well. You can see where the blocking still resides in the northern latitude. So it's not a typical westerly zonal pattern miss. But nevertheless, it is a little bit milder and wetter than average in week 1, the final week of January. Right, let's go through to week 2. And of course, the further out we're going for this, the more unreliable it's getting. This is the week 2. Mean sea level pressure anomaly taking us from the 1st through to the 8th of February. The first week of February sees high pressure beginning to build around Scandinavia and within the northern latitudes. Low pressure, or lower pressure, starting to move southwards. Winds will be going into the east, so becoming increasingly easterly, perhaps, in the first week of February. 500 millibar height anomaly looks like this through the first week of February. High pressure or above average heights, extrapolating back to high pressure within the northern latitudes. Low pressure to our south and southwest. And you could see that easy winds could be starting to develop. Week 2 temperature anomaly is beginning to turn cooler. So the mild average temperatures are slipping southwards. Colder than average temperature expanding across Scandinavia. And this might be a transitional week, so it might start off relatively mild and then get a little bit colder later on. Overall, this looks like things are getting colder in week 2. Week 2 precipitation anomaly looks like that. So again, we see where it's driest in the north. So from Greenland to Scandinavia, dry than average. A little bit wetter than average across parts of France. Wetter than average in eastern and southern parts of the UK as well could indicate like an onset of easterly winds. Right, week 3 is going to take us from the 8th to the 15th of February. Look at this, becoming increasingly blocked with high pressure centered around Iceland and Greenland. Low pressure now slinking away to the south, and winds again will be going in to the east. So potentially setting in easterly or maybe even northeasterly winds here. Becoming colder potentially. Week 3, precipitation, 500 millibar high anomaly, I should say. Looks like that. Getting ahead of myself. So high pressure is up towards Greenland. Winds are coming in from an east or northeast direction. Could be turning increasingly cold and wintry in week 3. Week 3 temperature anomaly. Hints that it's going cold and average across northern Europe, and Ireland and the UK are included in that as well. Week 3 precipitation anomaly, second week of January, generally looking rather drier than averages, becoming drier and colder as we are running on into February. That is the 8th to the 15th of February, I should say. Week 4 is the 15th to 22nd of February. What's happening here? Weaker signals. Lower pressure looks like it's to our south. The blocking looks like it's going away to the north, so it's quite hard to decide what's happening there from a mean silver pressure anomaly. Week 4, 500 millibar height anomaly, again looks rather elusive. Blocking maybe moving over towards the Canadian side of Greenland, lower pressure over Scandinavia. We might be starting to re-establish a little bit of a westerly flow there, perhaps. Conversely, though, with the trough in over Scandinavia and Northern Europe, we might still be trying to pull down a northerly wind. That's a very confusing week in week 4. Week 4 temperature anomaly from 15th to 22nd of February. Still looking rather cold and average, really, for much of Northern Europe. And the week 4 precipitation anomaly. Very weak signals, but could be on a little bit on the wetter side. So maybe a little bit more unsettled. Could be wintry, I suppose. Week 5, mean silver pressure anomaly looks like this. Gradually becoming more unsettled, probably. Lower pressure looks like it's centering around western parts of Europe now. So as we come to the end of February, it might be starting to turn milder and more unsettled, perhaps. Week 5, 500 millibar high anomaly with a trough low pressure over Ireland and the UK. Could again be indicating an arrival of like a westerly flow. Week 5 temperature anomaly, losing the cold and average temperature, not going mild and average, but gradually those cold and average temperatures are fading out. I do think this is all very sketchy, though, from week 4 onwards, I have to say. And obviously, with trough low pressure over top of the country, looks like it's becoming more unsettled as well. And then lastly, we go through to week 6, which is the 1st to the 8th of March, the first week of spring. Looks like that again, very, very little to work with for a mean silver pressure anomaly. How do 500 millibar heights look? So again, very little to work with, but maybe indicating the re-establishment of a bit of a westerly flow. The reason I say that is that it looks like heights are strengthening through the Azores, which could start to bring in a little bit more of a westerly flow. So maybe starting to get a bit milder as we move into the beginning part of March. I expect temperature anomaly to be lifting up here. Not really, actually. Still very, very weak signals from a temperature anomaly perspective. And then from a precipitation anomaly perspective, lastly, again, very, very weak signals. I do think there's a bit of an indication there, but by the end of February into early March, we might be re-establishing zonal flow. We might be re-establishing westerlies. But all very, very sketchy. Weeks 4, 5, 6, very, very sketchy here. So it really is weeks 1, 2, 3 that have got the strongest signal. And then weeks 4, 5, 6... getting very sketchy. So it looks like we're getting for more cold weather, you know, through the first half up to the middle part of February. More cold weather can be expected, more blocking, maybe easterly winds as well through the early part of February also. So more wintry potential through the first half of February. Later, that probably lasts until like the 3rd week of February. Then later on in February, possibly indications things start going a little bit milder, trying to re-establish a westerly flow, but also turning unsettled as well. That is all really, really, really uncertain though. So we just wait and see. Right, okay, so that's it for that one. Don't forget to check out GWV Friday and 10 to 14 day if you have not yet done so. We're going to be back at 10 o'clock with our Friday night live stream. Have a look at GFS 1810, aka the Pub Rub. For this one, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.